Alright, I hope that's the stream link up. Copy link. That's the YouTube notification for it. That's beautiful. I'm gonna put myself on the... Put this in the announcement real quick. Yes, I'm aware of the settings. Alright, give me 1 second. Custom weather preset weather equal on. Tuning should not be all. Tuning should be down for some breakdowns. Alright, that should be the settings sorted. Alright, do we have a second one? Also, we're not doing anything else there. How is the stream for people? Just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out everything else that's currently going on. Do I sound okay? Apart from being just generally stuffy. I'm not great. I don't feel great in terms of actually my throat at the moment, but I hope everything else is okay. That's mine. Let's see, is the other one up? I don't think the other one's up at the moment. Need next night G to put up his stream and they can put into chat and everything will be sorted and then we'll be able to go. But yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of help from people today. Hopefully, I don't sound too bad. I am not on my normal headset. I have done incredible things and decided to leave said headset at my girlfriend's. So, you know, we were stuck with a different headset altogether tonight. Is that better? Yeah, is that any better? I apologize. I'm not muted. I was never actually muted. I guess it's just me not knowing how the level of the headset. Apparently, what I figured out is that on this particular headset that I hadn't used in a very long time, is that if you put the mic part of it too far up, because I'm trying to put it away from my mouth at the moment so that it doesn't pick up 1,000 decibels every 5 seconds when I start screaming in the race, is that it mutes it. Okay, that's great to know. I apologize for that. That should not have been muted. I don't know why that was. No, it's a Sony one. Look, I haven't used this in forever. This one. I've had my normal headset that the league bought me up to this point. So this one has been stowed away in the corner of my room for what must easily be a year now. We're just waiting on Dino. Oh, Dino's asking to be put in lobby B. Why the switch? Did I smash the last one? No, I did not. I did a dumb thing and left my main headset at my girlfriend's place, which is 2.5 hours away. Try to get here on time so I could do it here. And then we had to start a little bit late. We'll start 15:15. Yeah, had to start a little bit late so that way I could get home because I missed the train because one of the trains was too late, which made me miss both connections that was going on there. And then one of the trains I was trying to get was stopped at Sheffield Station for half an hour because of trespassers on the line. So, you know, this is going great. It's been a great day. Impeccable day, some might say. I love how I spot this and no one else has. Put a starting soon in that. Hi everyone. I'll just put this in a minute. I did, but we did the short track championship at Big Willow on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, it didn't been Friday. We need me to enter. So I spotted refueling issues. That's why I reset the lobby. Just need Miku to enter, and we can go. But yeah, going through. We did short track championship on Friday night, and there's an agreement between 5 or 6 of us that do that championship that we're gonna randomize the cars for each race on that night. And my last one was the attender. So that's why it shows up that I drove an attender, because I did on Friday night. Miku's in a second, so he can do his stuff, and then we'll get going. What is Dino typing? I've got Discord up on my phone for everyone wondering. But no, I think we've spent long enough. It's very late for some of it. No, I'm not. If you guys had spotted it earlier, it would have been fine. But yeah. Let's have a look. Qualifying's just started. That's the thing. Who's gonna get the first one out? It's first one out. Let's have a look. Down the line we go. We've got people ghosted inside of each other. That's a good start. Miku and BX. I'm going to go on this camera angle because apparently the camera angle is just going to follow the wall around for 20 minutes. I don't really particularly want that going into turn 1, to be honest with you. I wonder what's going to happen here. So we got Miku out first, the BX after that, and then Javi in the McLaren. The McLaren should be decent here. The McLaren should be decent here, apart from that very first straight. Then you got the Merc of Aura, also should be pretty good here. I would assume that this is going to be a very much a tire wear race for a large majority of the cars here, because even though we're only on ×2 and now everyone's going to get bunched up here, aren't they? Everyone is going to get bunched up while they try and find themselves some space. Which, yeah, Aura is usually a pretty outstanding driver when it comes to just putting the lap times down. I would do that, but I also have no voice. Well, I have a lack of a voice right now. My throat is absolutely murdering me at the point. It has just been a great day. It's been a great day for me personally. If you can't tell the sarcasm, then I'm not sure how else I can portray that to you. Miku going a little bit deep there into turn 3. Tire wear is going to be an incredibly big factor here. So I did a 15-minute connection race here with Miku, actually. Funny enough, the guy that we're currently on board with at this point in time on, I believe it was Thursday night actually it was Friday before I went to my girlfriend's anyway. And the tires were just not a thing. Like, 15 minutes, dead. They just did not, they ceased to exist. So this is going to be very fun going through. I think we might end up having a few stops, quite frankly. 61 laps. We might be seeing a 3 or 4 stop here. 179 for Miku, 168 for BX, 167 for Javi, 169 for Aura as we start. Jensen, just under 2 seconds, 0.2 of a second back off of Aura. Slim 7.5, Rabak 7.1, just beats out Jensen by 0.03 of a second. Ahmed 7.2, Alessandro 7.1. Everyone is extremely close to each other in the middle of the pack here. Look at that, 0.03 of a second either side of Jensen off of the first lap, and it's Rabak one side, Alessandro the other. It's a very good lap from BX to start with. Half a tenth within Javi, who's got himself on the provisional pole for now. Bear in mind that Lobby A for qualifying, now we've gone into race 2 of the season, is the top 4 teams in the championship. These are supposed to be the best we have to offer driving in this qualifying session to try and set themselves a time. BX is using that slipstream as much as he can with Miku behind him. Miku going to the line. Miku to the 7.4 up into 9th. BX unable to improve. Already did a 1.66. I think that's enough for pole. It is pole right now. 1.71 for Skyline. Then Rabak to the line. 1.72 not an improvement. Pit for Jensen. Pit for Alessandro. Ahmed's up in a 4th with a 7 flat. What about Zico to the line next? 6.8 are good enough for 3rd, and I think we might just start seeing Project Platypus rolling a little bit. 3rd and 4th after a dismal week 1 where BX was lined up in Lobby B. They might be just starting to get things going through the qualifying session here. I mean, I think that might have been Zika being up through the first sector. It wasn't prolific by any means, I'll say that much. Sorry if I start coughing through this. Yeah, that's just a forewarning. I think we might be seeing a couple of pit stops. That wasn't great for Mora, a little bit too deep. Pit stop for BX, and I think that was a pit stop for Miku as well. To the line goes BX, it's not an improvement. Javi on an outlap. Zico still flying at this point in time. 7.04 for Skyliners. He marginally improves, and it's a 3.45 right now for Project Platypus, who are having a flyer in this qualifying session up to this point. Zico into the pits, BX in the pits. Aura is stayed out. He's currently in the first sector. Let's see if we can find anyone who's close to the line. Rabak just pit as well alongside Ahmed. And now to the line on an outlap goes Jensen, who just started his first lap. Slim, Miku. I think Aura might be the closest one to the line here, but Aura is very much not driving very quickly on the track. Who is that going by? Skyline, who is on a flying lap. So we'll stick with Skyline for now. He is currently ever so slightly slow. He's going to try and get himself into the sixes here. If he can get himself into the sixes, then Project Platypus will be looking for a triple lineup in Lobby A for the first time this season. Failed to do it last week. Looking to make amends now, because they're playing catch-up since start at Monza. Or into the pit. Skyline does not improve. BX in that company right now, not on a flying lap. Javi currently second, a tenth and a half off the back of Aura. I think that might be Miku in front as well. As they go to the line. Are there improvements in Story? It doesn't look like there was an improvement from the two cars in front. No improvement from Javi either. It was BX the first of the three cars there. Not really doing an awful lot to try and improve at the moment. Let's see, go to the line. Jensen here again, trying to get stuff to go. Again, just a 3 or 4 seconds slower. Everyone's just not really putting up the laps at the point in time. We're heading closer and closer to the end of the qualifying session. Skyline is the closest to the line right now. He's found himself half a tenth. He goes into the wall. I was about to say if he could keep that going, he might have pulled himself into a 56, but now he pulls himself off and goes into the pit lane with 7 minutes on the... Well, 7 minutes have passed now. 3 to go in this qualifying session. BX is the next one to the line, currently on a fast lap. We've got two cars right behind each other there as well. Coming up, BX is back into pit again. That's an interesting choice of a couple of laps left in the session. Javi to the line now. 6 is not good enough to improve. Aura currently sits himself at the back of the group, but he is on an outlap at this point in time. What's going on? Slim did just improve. 7.2. Rabak did a 7th lap. I'll put him up ahead of Skyline, so up in a 5th place. We got Alessandro to the line now. Is there going to be a 6 in this for him? No, it's a 7 flat as well, but just behind Rabak and ahead of Skyline. Up in the 6th go Alessandro. It's a decent start for Project Platypus. It's a decent start for Arix and for FGR as well. BX getting out the way of a couple of drivers. Oh, Alessandro sliding the car. Rabak into the pit. Rabak actually quits out back to the pits, so he goes back to the 50% fuel that he started on. Everyone and anyone's trying to get themselves through here. Get themselves over the line for a couple more laps. They've got a couple more chances if they can do so. Pitting right now, pitting any time from now is probably the end of your session, so that's no longer an option. Javi to the line, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be an improvement. It's 6, 7. And that's good enough for actually still second, but it does bring him within that 1.5 tenths of Aura, who currently has control of this. Zico is trying to buy himself a little bit of time here to get himself up into clean air so he can do a qualifying lap. Let's see, BX is on an outlet right now. Javi is currently on there. Aura to the line, not improving at all. They actually might be looking to give his teammate a little bit of slip. I think that is a white and yellow car in the background of your screen there. To the line. Is that an improvement behind? It does not look like it. So we're going to go now and find the car. That is going straight here. So it's Rabak straight to the line now. He will actually only get the one more after that. Is it Skyline after the first one to the line? No, it's not. It's Javi. Javi right now will get one more. So will Skyline. Those in the middle sector right now might be pushing the chances to get one more. It's not an improvement for Javi. He needs to find a couple of attempts right now just to get to Aura. No improvement there for Skyline either by the looks of things. We got a couple of drivers crossing the line. Oh, Zico! Oh, Zico's got into the wall there in the background. Third on the grid right now. He just can't get himself going. And Ahmed has matched Rabak's time. I'm not entirely sure how Ahmed is currently ahead of Rabak. BX on a 1.6669 had got within about 0.2 of a second on the final lap. I think that's having quitted out of his final lap. Who is currently going to the line here? Jensen did a 1.68. That's only good enough for 5th. Rabak to the line now. Last shot for him. We've got a couple still on laps as well behind. We'll see what they're doing in a minute. To the line goes Rabak. Not an improvement. Skyline still got to the line. There's about 4 or 5 drivers still trying to take that pole position. It's not happening for Skyline, who just slid his way through the final corner. It's not happening for the car in front either. Slin the next one to the line after that, trying to steal the pole away from Aura. Doesn't get it. Miku the one after that. Right, to the line. Is he going to improve? It doesn't look like it. It's been a not great day at the office for him. Ahmed to the line now. 1.69, good enough for 6th. And ahead of Rabak in the end. I was about to question how Rabak was about to be behind Ahmed for a minute then. But because they had set pretty much identical laps. They both set that 1.07.000. But then Ahmed went quicker anyway, so it's a moot point. I'm just going to take a very quick drink because I can feel my throat trying to come up out of my skin at the moment. You know, that's why everyone wants to hear. Alright, let's see if that holds. We're going to do that. Take a very quick screenshot of these two. But yeah, Miku, I think Miku might be in lobby B now after that, to be honest with you. We'll see how that is going to work in a second. Do that for BX while he's got the other things open. Let's have a look at lobby B right now. I want to know where everyone's going to stand up realistically. Yeah, Aura's on pole. Aura's done a very good job at that, actually. Which is not too surprising, let's be honest. Let's have a look at what we're dealing with on the other lobbies. 1.7242 was pole in the other lobby. So that will put us just ahead of Slim. Bear in mind, Dino will be in lobby. Dino will be at the back of lobby B. We'll go to 14 people here, so we will inherit 3 at the very least from the second lobby. Aero GT's had an absolute blinder of a qualifying session by the looks of things, to be honest with you. Keto there, 1.75. So Iggy's the only person quicker than the 11 of these drivers. So all 11 of these drivers will be in lobby A. I think Keto might be joining us. Yeah, I think Keto's joining us. Iggy's joining us. And I think it's Hollywood that's joining us as well by 3,000 for a second, and Astro again missing out by the smallest of margins. Alright, with that being said, yeah, Miku should be an A from what I'm seeing. We're just waiting for BX to put up official things. But I would be very surprised if he's not. I would just be very I think if my maths is correct, all 11 of these drivers will be in lobby A. We will end this race here, drop out of qualifying, and then redo the setting. We'll do custom weather times 1 speed. Astroff is, well, Astroff, or Astro as we know him in the league, will be, if I've done my maths correctly, pole in lobby B. But this is me, so I might not have done my maths correctly yet. Times 2, 6. Light. Group 3, weak. It's off. I'm glad I saw that as well, because qualifying, it doesn't matter an awful lot in qualifying that, but it's nice to have that in the race. I am just waiting for BX to put stuff on. I mean, if I'll just get a hold of BX right now. But yeah, so we're just dealing with a couple of things right now, sorting out everyone's lobbies. Pretty sure BX should be able to sort everything out there, but I know for a fact that the lobby B qualifying poll was only a 7-2, so we can do that. But yeah, it's currently not up. As it stands, it's very quickly going to run through what I have in front of me. So it's Javi, then Zico. Then it'll be Jensen in 5th. Then it'll be Ahmed and Rabak. I'll go back in a minute. I'll do that in a second. Where's Ahmed? Ahmed. Rabak. And then it'll be Alessandro, Skyline. Those 8 I know for certain. I'll stop those. I'll stop there because I know that 8 for certain in that order. Just going based off what was the lobby time in B. We'll just wait for what BX is doing at the moment as well in the other group. Or it might genuinely be, no joke, might genuinely be the most unluckiest person I have ever seen in this league. He's also one of the fastest people I've ever seen in this league. But that man is so unlucky. I don't understand how one can be so unlucky. But he is. Should be fine with the AMG start. Matty, you missed it. You missed it. Last week he had the AMG start. He was not fine. He'd already had that start once and it was not good. So whilst I admire your confidence, I'm not entirely sure I could agree. Just waiting on BX a second here. Well, he started P2 afterwards. He started P2 last week. I'm about to say he started P2 last week. He started on the front row for both of them. It doesn't really change an awful lot, Matty. The only argument you realistically have is that this is a lot longer of a running down to turn 1 than it is to Monza. That's the argument you should be making. I'm just waiting for BX to go through. Yeah, I was about to say he was in P1 by the end of like the start finish line. You know, it wasn't that like different in the slightest. It's just that Monza's run to the turn 1 is a chicane and not a very long run. I'll say that much. This one, in theory, should be a lot longer. Okay, Ziggy's joined us. No, Keto should be joining us. There we go. There we go. BX has got it out. Let's have a look. So we've got BX in second. Then we've got Javi in third, Zico in fourth, Jensen in fifth, Ahmed in sixth, Rabak in seventh, Alessandro in it'll be in eighth, Skyline in ninth, and there'll be Iggy after that. Iggy, Slim. Then it's Miko, Keto, and then Hollywood. I was right. He is going to be the first man outside Astro. Astro is going to be the first man outside of Lobby A. That is incredibly unfortunate. Right, need BX and Hollywood to enter in, and then I can do the rest of the grid and when we can go. Yeah, I think that's both weeks now that Astro has been the first driver on the outside. Yeah, that is harsh. It's not even 7 milliseconds, mate. It's 3 thousandths of a second. 3 thousandths of a second. That's not good. That's not a good sign. Yeah, it's 17232, I believe it is, or something, or 532 or something, and then 535. So yeah, it's about 3 thousandths of a second. Put BX up into second, that way it reflects everyone else's run. And we'll go Miku Keto. Iggy is in P10. There it is. What am I being alerted to? Why have I the... We're just waiting on Hollywood and then we'll be able to go. I'll put that in chat. That way everyone knows what the scenario is. I know you guys watching have already figured that out because I'm currently talking, going through everything and everything like that. Yeah. That way all the drivers know what is going on as well. And that is Hollywood there, going through into the lobby. Looks like it. Hopefully he stays, then he can enter and we'll get going properly. Looks like he has entered. Pretty sure he's last. Yeah, he's 14th on the grid, so we will have a start soon. And then when that turns to 42 in the top right hand of the screen, we will go lights out. And then we'll be racing for about an hour or so. 61 laps of Blue Moon Bay reversed. $3,000's just being the third number across the row. EA. Yours tenths, hundredths, thousandths. It's going to be a very dark race. actually was set up intentionally that way. It was meant to be twilight and all go into dark as we go along. It was meant to be set up in that manner. For full disclosure, I did the calendar and pull the timings and everything like that. I wanted it to flow in a specific way. So that is intentional. All esports drivers here, minus the commentary booth. We should all be able to drive in a little bit of the darkness as we go along. Kyoto should be at night as well. Yeah, Kyoto's at night, and then we'll go early dawn at Road Atlanta, and then we'll go through the times of days basically throughout the season. So we will go now. Got distracted by comments. Go, guys. Alright, let's go. They had enough time to sort their stuff out. More than enough time. We're going to go into cinematic. Oh my god. The cinematic camera angle is not a friend, is it? So everyone's going to get blinded as we head down to turn 1. 3, 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out, away we go! Down the one, turn 1. It's a brilliant start for Aero, and we're not going to get a good camera angle of it at all. BX has got off to a fairly decent start on the inside. Now has Javi to deal with, and Zico as well. They try to get themselves involved here. No camera angle whatsoever is going to be good to try and figure this one out. Aura still ahead of BX, and then it's Zico, and then Javi drops down, so the Project Platypus teamwork there, working out a treat. We continue to go further down. We're going to go on chase cam for a little bit here. Go a little bit further back, and we'll get a good camera angle of like the top 6 or 7. Actually, a little bit of a tag. I think we've just seen Ahmed get tagged there. I think that might have been friendly fire again from FGR. That might have been Miku on Rabak that time. Here comes Miku to the inside. Ahmed's gone a little bit deep to try and preserve his outside roll. Just keep himself at 8th right now, and the slipstream was massive here, by the way. The slipstream is a massive thing to have, so this top 8 already being split off the pack is not a good sign by any means whatsoever. Going to continue out here, going to go a little bit further down because Alessandro's had a really rough start here, all the way to the back. Rabak's in 12th as well. Alessandro's in 14th. Let's see what's happening in the midfield here as we go a little bit further forward. Ahmed and Miku on the bottom of the line. Miku's doing a very good job. That might have been a little bit of contact between the two there. Ahmed is currently fighting side by side with Miku. We're going to get a good camera angle of this on board with Slim. A nice little switch back. Oh, he lost it. He kept it on track, but it would have been a beautiful switchback attempt there for Miku, but he just lost the car. And lost 2 or 3 positions as well. Quito not able to steal off that place from Miku as he stays in 10th. A little bit further forward for now. Iggy's up in the 5th. Skyline and Jensen are 6th and 7th. And then we've got Iggy trying to go down the inside of Zico. We've seen this one a decent chunk before, actually. Yeah, no. It's all good. It's all good. I understood what you meant. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Zico on Javi. Javi got it back earlier on in the race. Zico looking at that inside line. Is he going to be able to hold it? Late braking. Iggy's giving it a perfect camera angle view of that. And Zico, oh! Javi coming across. Almost got cut straight off there by Iggy. Almost cut himself straight over the top of Iggy, should I say. He's actually managed to get himself back in the 3rd off of all of that. Not entirely sure how he's managed that. A fair play to Javi in the end. Try to bring himself outside to go at Zico into turn 3. He got a little bit of help from Iggy potentially. I think that might have been what gave him that position back. The top 2 are starting to drive away. Someone did spin, you are right. I wish there was a good camera angle here. It's Rabak. It's Rabak that span. Alessandro had a bad start. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him, but Rabak has span. Rabak all the way at the back now. Alessandro up into 11th, trying to get past Miku, rounding the inside line. Oh, Alessandro into the wall! Alessandro into the wall. He somehow survived that without damage. We're going to go through the tires in a second because we haven't done that yet. Somehow evaded damage from that as Alessandro. And we're going 3 wide. We're going 3 wide here. This is going to end badly, isn't it? Hollywood got the inside line against Miku. Miku drops back just a little bit further. Hollywood gets that position. And Alessandro holds 11th. So, through the tyres, I think there might have been something going on there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I think I might have seen another tape, but I wasn't sure. Let's go through the grid's tyres. So, Aura is on medium tyres. Soft to BX, who's trying to keep pace. Then you got Soft for Javi as well. Aura's doing an exceptional job clearing out front with the medium tyres right now. Then you got Soft for Zico as well. The 3 of the top 4 of the top 5, if you want to make it even further, on the soft tyre with Skyline in 6th soft as well. Mediums for Jensen in 7th. And then you got Slim on soft in 8th. Keto on soft in 9th. Mediums for Ahmed, so it looks like a team decision potentially from Falcon to be on the medium tyres to start. Alessandro on softs, Hollywood on soft, Miku on the mediums, and same for Rabak. So Falcon and FGR have decided to go medium tyres to start with. Everyone else is on a soft tyre. How is that going to play into everything as we go along in this race? That's the question that's going to be answered in about maybe 10 laps time. As we continue on, Aura is being closed down by BX. It's starting to kick in that soft tyres that BX have starting to actually be in a good position now. Abby still 8/10 of a second back, still within slipstream. Save for Zico 4th. Everyone in the top 7 right now still have slipstream to one another. The first outside of that slipstream is Slim in 8th, who's trying to get himself back onto the pack. And you got Keto in 9th right now as well, who have themselves a little bit split from 10th and beyond. Which means Ahmed has dropped back to Alessandro. Yeah, he has. With Apex Hollywood there and Miku as well. Oh, that looked a bit wide there from Ahmed. Also a little bit unsteady as they head onto the back, head onto the home straight full 3 card there that we currently have in picture. Wonder if that's going to play a part as we continue on here. Hey, Powerbank. Also, it looks like he dropped out of the slipstream of Zico now. Skyline 4/10 of a second behind that. And Project Platypus is having a day as it stands. 2-4-6. They will take that in their charge to try and recover some of the mistakes that they made in week 1. Yeah, they did not have a good week 1. They had BX in Lobby B, for example, last week at Monza, so that'll tell you, realistically, how badly that went. But they are recovering fairly well here at Blue Moon Bay. Cleared themselves the gap to Iggy. The Skyline can get by as well. It'll be an even better day at the office right now. Iggy doing a little bit of well, actually did a 0.74. I think that might have been his fastest lap of the race so far. It was. As we continue on in this race, the front just starting to get themselves a little bit separated. Aura again at the front of the grid, trying to break that second gap. Has done at the moment. BX is just starting to slow off. Again, just doing enough to stick within that second gap. Maybe the slipstream. Here comes Javi! Here comes Javi to the inside of BX! And Javi got him! Javi got him up in a second. And if Aura needed a gap, needed a second to go, he's definitely found it. We're not going to get much of a better gap, a better opportunity realistically, to actually try and stick himself there to the lead and break that 1 second gap. He's got 1.2 at the moment. Javi gave him enough of an opportunity to break that slipstream. And it is definitely... Oh! BX into the back of Javi! And somehow neither of them have come off with any sort of damage from that. We've seen that, a little bit of contact between a couple of the drivers. They've pretty much got away with it up to this point. Zico's trying to get a look in here as well. As they continue to they continue to drive on in this race. 1 lap 8 of 61. Skyline has got in front of Iggy. He has dropped a couple of places here. Down into 7th. Now on the fight with Slim. You see the distinct yellow lights there. For Slim. A little bit of a grasp with the wall as they head into the final corner. But Slim's going to try this. Realistically, if he got any shot, if the opportunity opens up, he should go for this down the inside to help Ericsson's standing. He is going to go for this, still at the inside line, as they head towards turn 1. Still there, not there anymore. Iggy does enough to hang in there and hold on to 7th place for now. Continue on, so Slim now might be forced towards Keto, because Iggy is definitely holding him up ever so slightly. Jensen trying to break his way away from Iggy, because Skyline has managed to break a second away from him. Zico's got a gap from him to Skyline. 3, 4, 5 right now for Project Platypus. Javi still within a second of BX, who's currently behind him. 1.6 behind Aura. And breaking that second gap has done a massive work of body of work there for Aura, who should be able to start opening up that gap. And when he goes on to Sauce later on, shouldn't really be touchable. We continue on in this race. BX is still trying to hang on to the back of Javi for now. Jensen's still outside of that second gap to Skyline, but he has cleared 1.3 to Iggy now. Slim still on the back of the Austrian driver for Aero GT. No attempt to overtake able to be made for now though, and Keto is ever so slightly closing it in, but he is being fought himself by GT Ahmed, who's currently in 10th. Racing under the Saudi Arabian flag here for Falcon, looking to get them an extra couple of points if he can. Bear in mind, FGR currently operating the bottom 2 spots of the grid. Well, 2 of the bottom 3 spots of the grid. Sorry, I didn't see that Miku had got past Hollywood in the time that we had moved away from this part of the grid. There's a penalty for someone. It's for Ahmed. Oh, half a second. We'll yet to see how penalties are going to kick in properly in this race. Bear in mind, we are on weak penalties. Again, just very deep wide into that final corner for Ahmed and for Keto as well. Alessandro might be able to get close enough here, you know. Here we go, down the straight. The other Rabak has had some sort of incident, dropped him right to the back. Miku's just not had the pace up to this point. Yeah, Alessandro got past Ahmed. Didn't really fight it at any chance either, because that penalty had just handed Alessandro that position without really having to try for it. Alessandro now up into the top 10 for Arix. Bearing in mind the third Falcon driver is Dino in Lobby B, who missed qualifying. Turned up too late for qualifying and starts at the back of Lobby B, so we'll potentially have to keep an eye out on that as we go along. We've got Alessandro currently doing his fastest lap of the race, getting a little bit of a gap on Ahmed at this point in time. There goes Iggy into the pits. I think that might be the first pit stop we've seen all day. That might be the first pit stop we've seen tonight. That makes things a little bit interesting. Jensen's up in the 5th. He's got past Skyline as they head down the wall turn 2 and now through turn 3, and Jensen's climbed an extra position. Doesn't look like this is one of his best tracks, to be fair. He's not really had the pace that we've expected him to have so far tonight, but he's going to look to hopefully drive in the right direction now as he gets past Skyline. Puts a little bit of dent in the Project Platypus here. We're 1.6 seconds behind Zico as we go further forward. 1.3 is the gap between him and BX, and then 1.5 between BX and Javi, and all at the top of the grid right now. Just not close enough for Slipstream. Aura's on mediums. Aura is on medium tyres. medium tyres, and then soft to the rest of the grid outside of Falcon and FGR. So Aura is doing a very good job right now of holding it together, but if Abby can get back into slipstream here, and then this might be able to swing in the opposite direction just a little bit. Obviously, it'll be a point where later on they'll have to switch the compound between them, where Aura will get onto softs and then Javi will be on Aura will be on mediums and Javi will Aura will be on softs and Javi will be on mediums with the right the first time. As it goes through, that'll just open the gap for Aura, so he needs to stay ahead. If he can keep himself ahead as we go along, then he should be able to drive off into the night. And then BX 1.8 behind Javi now, being caught up right now by Zico, who's actually gapping just ever so slightly to Jensen, who's cleared Skyline, and it just looked like Project Platypus starting to run out of a little bit of gas in this first stint. And you got Slim 3 seconds behind those guys. Slim looks like he's going to be able to drive into a top 8 in this race, helping out Javi at the moment. Then Alessandro currently in 9th. Obviously, he's the only person to have pit so far. If Alessandro can get a position into above Keto, then that'll be good news for Arix as they look to try and make this a four-horse race here. After week 1, it was very much Aura and very much, well, actually Slim as well. Slim, Aura and Jensen at the top of the grid. After the turn 1, well, whatever we want to call turn 1 at Monza. Because that was certainly one of the turns of all time, that's a certain. But yeah, right now, Feel Good Racing has a 7-point gap. Actually a 6-point gap on Arix, who then has a further 13 of Falcon, and then Project Platypus on 36, Aero GT on 32. We'll see if that's going to change at all after this one. It doesn't look like Falcon have much of a threat in this race. So it'll be Arix again against FGR. At this point in time, Javi 1.2 seconds further back, so Aura just starting to open that gap just a little bit again. BX has dropped over 2 seconds now to Javi, as he looks to be in a little bit of no man's land at the moment. Jensen catching up to Zico at quite a rapid pace. It is actually now within slipstream. Within that second gap, that slipstream should start to kick in. We'll see if Jensen's going to be able to make the most of that, potentially get himself into the top 4. And then we'll have four different teams here in the top 4 of this race. Oh, Zico again with a little bit of contact to the wall. Just needs to get it under control now, because he is bleeding time to Jensen, who is on the medium tyre as it stands. Zico's going into the pits. So that's your second pit stop of the night. Aura's tyre still looking over halfway. Everyone's not really doing much in terms of its fuel, so we're going to continue on for a little while longer. Oh, Slim's doing a number on his tyres right now, so I think Slim's going in at the end of the lap. I don't really think there's much of an option for him to do anything other than that. Those tyres are going to drop off the face of the earth in a minute. You can see Keto is going to start catching him fairly rapidly right now. Ahmed in particular on that medium tyre is going to be the one that picks up everything. Miku's in 9th, he's got ahead of Alessandro. Alessandro must have dropped a couple of places. I'm going to take a guess and say that 192 is probably tyre related. You see in the bottom corner, those tyres are not in good stead at all. Zico on the softs again. Iggy's on the medium tyres. Rabak is still there. Hollywood is on fresh mediums as well. Rabak has not picked as of yet. So, go a little bit further forward. Take another look at what's going on in the fight here. Keto 0.2 of a second off. Ahmed to the inside! Ahmed takes advantage of the soft tyre starting to wear off. Keto is going for one more. Slim is in the pits. Skyline in the pits. Surprisingly, Keto didn't follow suit. I am fairly surprised there. here we go. Miku is just flying at the moment, looking to try and make his way past Keto as well. Miku on Keto, I think there might have been a little bit of contact between the two of them. Miku just doesn't go for the move. I think that's just him not trying to push the pass there, but he's going to get it anyway, or is he? It looked like he might have got alongside for a split second there out the hairpin. Hasn't actually managed to get it yet. Now pulls to the inside. There might have been a little bit of contact again between the two of them, but Keto's still hanging it in on the inside line at the moment. Aura's pit, Javi's pit. And it looks like Keto's held dear life here for me against Miku. Miku now on the outside. He's just trying to get his way by. He knows that Keto should be pitting on this lap. They're both going to be pitting. All three of them are going to be pitting, actually. Here comes Alessandro as well. So that's 5 of the drivers pitting on this lap. Aura, Javi, Miku, Keto, Alessandro. Zico obviously pit on the lap prior. So Iggy pit 2 laps ago. Rabak hasn't pit yet. And then the following 3 have all pit. We'll see when Rabak goes in. Rabak's going to go in now. So we'll see how everything is affected. Zico is out behind Javi. Javi 1.2 seconds ahead of Zico right now. Aura within a second of Javi as well. So those 3 are right on each other's backs through this one. For 18 laps at the moment. So another set of mediums for Aura. Another set of softs for Javi. And another set of softs for Zico, as we stated on the prior lap. Ahmed's still out at the moment. Jensen's still out at the moment. BX is still out on the soft as well. Jensen now heading into the pits. It looked like Jensen caught BX up something rotten there. So BX might be starting to get into a little bit of trouble here. Those tyres potentially starting to go off. They continue through this race, 10 seconds still ahead of Ahmed. It's going to be very interesting to see where Jensen and company comes out of the pits here. Jensen's still in the pits as it stands, puts in half fuel again. Iggy coming towards the exit the pit lane. There's Jensen in front of him. I think Jensen's going to out far rather comfortably ahead. Actually within a second, but Jensen has jumped Iggy. He is 5 seconds behind Zico at the moment, though. Should absolutely... It's fascinating that the pit stops here play so differently. And BX into the pits as well. In comes Ahmed, out of fuel, into the pits on lap 19. Aura currently in the lead of the race. He's only 2 tenths ahead of Javi, though, who's right there with Zico. Aura trying to break the toe. Moves to the inside line. Looking to try and stop Javi at every opportunity he gets. Bearing in mind, this is 2 sets of mediums for Aura, 2 sets of softs for the Eric's driver and Javi. Makes his move back to the racing line. Make sure, brilliant defense of Javi there, to be honest with you. Aura doing a brilliant defense to stop Javi getting through. Ahmed's out in 8th right now. He gets out behind Slim. Actually, behind Skyline, because I think Skyline has just got himself past the pit lane there. Won't be too far ahead of Ahmed at the point in time. We continue on in this race. 2 tenths of a second split first and second. 4 tenths of a second splits second and third. So these 3 driven away from the rest of the pack. 6 seconds ahead of BX. Look at that. 6 seconds ahead of BX, who's now with Jensen and Iggy, which is an entirely separate battle on its own. It's absolutely gigantic between the 3 of them. 2 heavyweights, well, Jensen and 2 legends of the league fighting out at the moment. I'll be going a little bit deep there. Or we're doing enough to hold on again, just enough. All 3 separated by about half a second right now. We're going to keep with the battle at the front because it's the closest battle we have by quite some distance. I know we've got 3 fighting for 4th at the moment, but we're going to keep with the battle in the lead. The rest of the group has started separating themselves to the 7th back. We'll take a look at the tyres for 4th through 6th in a minute. Wouldn't be too surprised if there's a medium tyres gone on that car BX. Javi looking to the inside of Aura potentially here. Looking for the move. Pulled off to the inside. Doesn't get it. Oh, Aura switches to break the toe. Again, the mediums versus the softs. Javi has to get a move done eventually. He's still stuck behind Aura. And Aura is doing a fantastic job of defending. It has to be said. It has to be said that at some point you have to applaud the defending because Javi is going for it. It's forced Javi into a move he probably usually wouldn't make. And he hasn't got it. Aura defending the inside of the hairpin. Aura doing a nice job of defending again. Look at that. Aura just doing everything he can right now to stop Javi in his tracks. Zico is trying to get himself involved now. Looking to the inside of Javi. And now to the outside of Javi. He got round the outside. He got himself alongside. Well, he had for a split second. Now goes for a potential switchback. And that's not going to stick on the main straight of the track like this. BX, Jensen, Iggy starting to separate themselves just a little bit as well. Javi is now under fire from Zico. Very much under fire from Zico. Javi moving to the outside there to defend Zico. And Zico again, just the third man in a train and can't do anything about it. Already even have to defend that time. He's just doing enough. Hoping that the mistake comes from Javi or Zico behind. Give him a little bit of a gap because right now it might be a little bit too close for comfort for Aero, even with the knowledge that he has done at least 2 medium compound stints, so he's definitely still got a long way to go and probably a favourable tire to end on compared to the 2 drivers he's currently fighting. This defence is going to have to be something stout. It has been stout up to this point, but it's going to have to be stout again. Here we go, back on the home straight. Zico is not close enough to fight Javi this time, so it'll bring license for Javi to go after Aura. Again, down the straight with the slipstream. Javi is trying. And again, he's just going to be stopped by the medium tires on Aura's car. And again, Javi just not been able to make the move stick. Here we go to the inside of turn 3. Inside of turn 3. It's happened this time. It's happened this time. There was, I think he caught Aura a little bit asleep potentially there into turn 3 because Javi has finally got past. It took him multiple laps. Aura put up one hell of a defense and Javi has got himself into the lead of the race. Now it's Javi who's got to break the gap. He has got to create some sort of distance between him now and the FGR driver currently in second. And pray that potentially the floodgates might open now. And if the floodgates can open, then that'll allow for Zico to go after Aura. And if Zico could go after Aura, it'll give Javi a little bit of breathing space. It looked like those floodgates might start to open here. Here comes Zico. He's not in the straight line speed car like the McLaren in terms of like being a little bit off the pace. He's going to go to the inside. Look for it now. He looked for it in turn 2. Oh, and I think there's contact. And Aura is in the wall. And I think there was contact between Zico and Aura. And Zico has let him by. Zico has let Aura back through. And that'll bring BX and Jensen and company back into it. And Aura again on the wrong end of an incident. I think you'll be able to make a compilation at this point throughout the couple of seasons that FGR have raced with us of how unlucky Aura's got. You can tell that Zico was definitely alongside. I think they didn't really want the contact. Aero got back through, and now they're 4 seconds off the back of Javi, and Javi is going to look at that, thinking, what the hell has happened behind me? And then just go, you know what, never mind, let's just drive off. You see him, 4 seconds in the distance there. That is a nice advantage to have. I think he's dropped off quite heavily off the back of Jensen now, actually, in his own little, well, 3 seconds either side. Jensen's on the back of BX, who's now on the back of Zico, who's on the back of Aura, who's currently in 2nd place. But Aura still had the tyres, still had the fresher tyres, well, the favourable tyres at the end of the group, at the end of the race. If he does what we're thinking he's going to do. So it's not all out of the question yet. Not all out of the question at this point in time. But yeah, these 4 are now going to go at it the entire way. It might bring Iggy closer to the front pack. Then we've got Slim in 7th, Skyline in 8th. Also, BX is on softs and Jensen on another set of mediums. Mediums for Iggy. Softs are Slim. Mediums for Skyline, so he's done both his tyre compound requirements. Ahmed went on to another set of medium tyres as he looks to try and get himself closer to Skyline and company in front. Miku's on a set of medium tyres. Alessandro on a 2nd set of softs. And Quito, Hollywood, both on medium tyres further back in the Rabac. 7 seconds off the back of Hollywood, as he just tries to lock himself into a position where he doesn't end last. We'll see if there's going to be anything out there. So, oh, okay, so Zico has dropped behind BX now. Aura's cleared a gap. Aura's cleared a gap in 2nd. BX has got himself up into 3rd. Zico's in 4th. Jensen's the car after that. If Jensen does this correctly, he's got a 2 or 3 drivers to pick off here. Still a podium potentially on the cards here for Falcon. Or what would be damage limitations race for them, I think. Abby comfortably the leader of the race right now. 4.3, still opening the gap. It's still Zico, and I think Jensen going to the inside. Jensen's gone for the inside, doesn't get it. Zico now tries to break, well, move over to defend into turn 3, sorry, and holds on against Jensen. This is going to cost him time to BX, and that'll bring him out a slipstream of BX. So now it's going to be a proper fight between these two, and Jensen might be looking to try and steal this position off of Project Platypus, and then go after BX. Right now, BX just opening the gap. 1.6 seconds now to Zico in 4th, who's just starting to lose the grip on the tyres just a little bit. You see everyone else around him is on tyres that have barely been touched. He's obviously doing a different strategy, so he's on a lot worse tyres right now. They'll put him under fire eventually. No proper overtaking moves looking like it's going to happen right now. Having only been able to open up about 0.3 of a second gap since the last time, since that incident at the start, at the start of this stint, I guess, or middle of the stint. There's Zico and Jensen again, 0.4 of a second split those two. Let's see, Miku's currently in a world of his own. Everyone back here is in a world of their own. Webback's caught up Hollywood another couple of seconds. He is slowly but surely trying to make his way back out of last place. If Raback doesn't end last, I think he probably could call that a semi-successful race. Hollywood 2.8 behind Quito, and then 7 seconds split them and Alessandro, who's on the other side of the hairpin with Miku, 1.7 seconds further ahead of that, and then on medium tyres is Ahmed in front of him, a 1.4, 1.3. Continue to go on in that battle. Miku now 2.1. That didn't look too great then, I guess. Not unless I can't read and I'm just looking at different numbers. Well, it said 1 point something a second ago, so I think Miku here has had a bit of an issue. But yeah, he's just got himself a little bit of a gap to clear up now. Skyline 1.4 ahead of Ahmed. That gap should start closing down even further. Ahmed might be able to get himself into P8 here if he can keep this up. Slim a further 2.8 seconds ahead of those guys, but his tyres are starting to deteriorate. Something rotten right now. He's got, what, at best a quarter of his bar left on that front left. We'll see how that unfolds. Iggy not too far away from pit stop himself, running out of fuel. Jensen and Zico are still going at it. They're going to go back to this as they head down the home straight. Jensen might be going for this one. Zico very much closing off the inside. Off the track goes Jensen. And Jensen on the inside line now gets himself in front of Zico. Zico's tyres are falling off a cliff. In a very similar position to what Slim currently is in. And now he's dropped behind Jensen for good measure. 3.1 seconds split BX and Jensen right now, though. So that has very much worked in BX's favour. Or only 0.6 of a second up on BX as well. So if that starts to be a fight, then Javi's going to gain more time. It's 4.6 seconds at the moment. We'll see if there's going to be any sort of fight that sticks out of these two. Hello. We're continuing on. Looks like a pit stop is happening. It's for Zico. There is a pit, and it is for Zico. Iggy's going to follow him in. So those two are pitting. Slim stays out another lap, which is a fairly interesting choice with that tyre. I'm not sure what he's going to gain from that. Skyline and Ahmed, if they've got any chances here, they might want to take advantage of it. But right now, they are just starting to push a couple of buttons, starting to close in on Slim by quite some margin. It was 3 seconds, it's now 1.3, it's 1.1 now. Ahmed and Slim might be able to get, Ahmed and Skyline might be able to get Slim by the end of this lap. You cannot imagine Slim stayed that one more after this. Cannot imagine that's the case. Let's see if anything is going to happen. It looks like he's got within a second. Definitely closing that gap in at every corner at this point. Ahmed's 1.4 seconds back on Skyline now. There's no way Slim doesn't pit here. There is no tyre left on that car. He has to come in. And he is. And there you go. Here comes Slim. I'll leave Skyline and Ahmed to fight it out in the next couple of laps. Miku's still 3 seconds off the back of Ahmed and Skyline as well. Still 2 seconds ahead of Alessandro. Keto 5 seconds ahead of Hollywood. Hollywood actually only 1.9 seconds, 1.5 now actually, ahead of Raback. Raback might be able to get something going here. Don't know if it'll be anything higher than 13th, but I think he might take that given what happened at the start. Not sure. Zico's put in 3/4 of the tank of fuel and gone to the back. Oh, Slim's jumped the pit lane. Slim got a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that is a horrible start to your third stint there for Slim. Any chance he had against Zico has just diminished, that's a certain. 6 seconds behind Iggy, who is on a medium tyres with half fuel. The interesting scenario now, with 28 to go, is are they going to the end? That's the bit that we're going to have to debate for the next couple of laps. I think Zico might try to the end here, you know. Iggy's going to try and close down Raback. Raback is right on the back of Hollywood now, looking to try and take that place off of off of the Apex driver. We're going to go a little bit further forward after this because I see a couple of people fighting into turn 3. It looks like Hollywood defending well enough against Rabak for now. Still a half second between those guys. Miku 3.3 off of Ahmed. Ahmed is right behind Skyline now, within a second for those two. Another pit stop, this time for Javi. So the leader of the race is just pit. Aura stayed out, BX stayed out, Jensen stayed out. Could imagine that after his 2 stops on the medium tire, this is going to be a 2 stops on the soft tire. This will be medium to the end. It could be very interesting here. Alessandro to the pits as well. We'll see how every other grid shakes out after these pit stops. Skyline still ahead of Ahmed. Skyline taking the low line. Ahmed takes the high line. Doesn't really do either of them any benefits. That's a bit deep there for Ahmed. Just well to keep his car going. Skyline's going to obviously defend well enough now, though. Jensen 2.1 seconds off the back of BX, who's dropped 1.6 off the back of Aura. Very interesting scenario that is about to unfold here, because Aura is on the medium tyres. He probably will go to the soft to end this race. He's going to go in now. He's going to go in now. He's got no fuel. Jensen's going to follow him in. That's going to be a brave amount of laps on the soft if he's doing a soft. No, he isn't doing a soft to the end. No way. He's going to 2-stop. He's going to have an extra soft stint from here. I reckon this is soft going on his car. In comes Miku as well. Ahmed stayed out. Skyline stayed out. As we continue on here into turn 1, Skyline does enough to defend again. Aura's out the pits. It's another medium tyre. Okay. I'm now very confused at the strategy. He got out right behind Keto, going for it now. Not sure why Keto didn't defend that. If I was Keto, I'd be defending that like my life depended on it. Keto is now going to get swallowed up by Javi as well. Wonder if he's going to do roughly the same thing for Javi. Bear in mind, this is a fight for position right now. Obviously, Keto will do his pit stop in a minute. This is a fight for position as it stands. Also, Javi came out there. So Javi, I think, is no stopping to the end here. I think Javi's going to the end, which means Aura now has to break a gap. Oh, that didn't look good! That didn't look good! He saved it! How has he saved that? That car looked sideways. In comes Hollywood. That car looked completely sideways. I'm not entirely sure how Jensen has saved that. Currently 2.3 seconds off the back of Javi, who's now going to go for the move into turn 3 on Keto, round the inside. Doesn't even have much of a fight to defend to try and win, as he goes past Keto without much effort. Which is a very interesting scenario. In comes BX. Skyline and Ahmed cannot be that far away from pit stops themselves. That did not look good there. Wide line for Ahmed for all that. You can only assume it'll be no stop after this for Ahmed and Skyline. BX should be going to the end here, medium tyres, and as much fuel as necessary. Aura has cleared a gap. 1.8 seconds over Javi, who has finally got past Keto. The X is going to come out. He's going to come out. Who is he going to come out ahead of? Is Jensen going to get him? Jensen, look at the high line. Jensen round the outside does get him. Albeit, I think Jensen's one-stopping here as well. That doesn't look like enough fuel to go to the end. So there's going to be a soft stint here for Jensen with BX on the inside. BX firing it back immediately. Look into the inside of turn 2. Now the outside of the hairpin. It looks a bit too deep. It is too deep there for BX, and that door is going to get slammed shut. BX now looks here into the end of the second sector. Didn't go for it. Here we go. Jensen still ahead of BX for now. I can't imagine this lasting too much longer if BX is going to drive like he's been driving right now on this lap. They're right beside each other right now. I'll go and have a look at Rabak, and I think that's Rabak and Hollywood. Further up the grid there, they're right beside each other for fighting for 13th at the moment. After we go around turn 1 here, in turn 2. There we go. BX not getting Jensen there down into turn 2. Into turn 3, more of the same. Again, looks to take a tighter line. Doesn't really have any space to do so. And Jensen doing a good job at defending right now. Keto 2.2 seconds ahead of here. Jensen gets a little bit of a snap on the exit of that pit of that hairpin. Javi 2.4 seconds off the back of Aura. Aura has got to get a gap. He has got to clear as much of a gap as possible here. Ahmed into the pits. Skyline into the pit. Actually, Skyline not into the pits. He stays out. And Hollywood is now 7 seconds off the back of Rabak, actually, as Hughes in 13th. 6 seconds off the back of Alessandro. This is just damage limitations for Rabak. Slim and Alessandro 12th and 11th. I think that's mediums to the end for both of them, though. Mediums possibly not to the end here for Miku. Softs for Ahmed, as he looks to go, what, 22 laps? I can only assume that's 2 sets of 11. It is going to be 2 sets of 11 here for Ahmed. I reckon you could potentially do a medium to the end from here. You certainly aren't going to be able to do soft to the end from here. Aura has already come in, yeah. But Aura's going to have to stop again, where Javi is not, or potentially is not. I think he's trying... I could be wrong, but I think Javi's trying to go to the end. He came out with about 3/4 of a tank. We've seen before that pretty much half tank is about the 19 lap mark. So I think Javi's going to the end, or trying to. Where Aura is going to have to pit again. Skyline, stay that again. He's going to just run this as long as he can, I think. Which is not too bad of an idea here for Skyline, to be honest with you. If he can run that as long as he can, potentially only have to stop one more for softs. Might gain a couple of positions. Yeah, we've got strategy then this race. Up and down the grid, we've got strategy. We'll see whether or not there's going to be anything that comes out of it. 3 seconds is currently the gap from Aura to Javi. Personally think he might need more than that. He had an incident earlier that cost him the better part of 3.5 seconds. You would imagine that that 6 seconds up the road he would be right now would be a lot more comfortable. I don't know if he's currently doing a quick enough rate. Jensen's got past Keto. BX is still there as well. BX has got to get something going here because Jensen has started to drive away as well. BX is going to the end though, where Jensen is not. Now that's going to be the interesting part of this. Those mediums are going to be Swiss cheese by the end of this. And then these guys will be trying to catch up on soft tyres, which could get us an overtake or two. I am very intrigued to see how this plays out, honestly. 3.2 seconds the gap between Jensen and Javi. 3.6 now between Aura and Javi out in front. Skyline still has to pit at some point. He's getting closed down fairly rapidly by Aura, but it isn't Skyline's race to be fighting them by this point. Keto is doing a number on BX at this point in time. He's allowed Jensen to get essentially 3 seconds up the road. Oh, BX looking to try something here against Keto. I'm not sure if Keto or BX got any damage. It doesn't look like they did. Looked like the little bang with the wall. BX looking to the inside now into turn 1. Should be able to get this. Should be able to get past Keto. Keto's tires are very much on the dead side. And he does. He's up into 5th at the moment. Now he's got to focus on closing down that gap to Jensen, or keeping that gap to Jensen at a relatively, well, constant pace. You don't want to be dropping 6, 7, 8 seconds behind Jensen at the end of this stint, if he can avoid it. I am very intrigued to see how this extra, the 3-stop is playing out versus the 2-stop right now. Keto is about to pit, or should be pitting in the next couple of laps. Iggy's there behind him. I think Iggy's got one more pit stop in him before he goes to the end of the race. Same goes for Ahmed, who's currently on soft tires, ahead of Zico right now, who is on medium to the end of the race. Something must have happened to Zico, and we didn't see it, because he is well and truly off the pace of where he was in the top 3 a few laps ago. Miku 3 seconds off the, 4 seconds off the back of Zico right now, but I don't know if there's to the end for the FGR driver. Slim is going to the end, same with Alessandro, who's only 3 seconds ahead of Raback right now, who still has to pit himself. Hollywood is going to the end as well, so it's going to be a case of whether or not Raback can beat Hollywood. And just try and not end last. We go further forward just a little bit. BX is fighting with Keto still, which is interesting. It has brought Iggy into this. It definitely has brought Iggy into this fight up to this point. Only 1.3 seconds off of his teammate. See, you can hear the tires starting to screech. Continue on in this race. Here goes Keto into the pits. Yep, as expected, Keto now into the pits for what can only be his final stop of this race. 17 laps right now, unless he's 2 stopping soft, one stopping soft, which is going to be a fairly interesting choice. Ahmed only 2 seconds behind Iggy at this point is also very interesting, unfortunately. Well, they both still have to pit, actually, in this race, so Iggy's not comfortably in 6th yet by any means. Go further forward. BX is still here, 1.8 seconds ahead of Iggy. 5 seconds, 5.5 down on Jensen, who's about to approach Javi. Aura's only got 4.7 on Javi himself. Bear in mind, Jensen and Aura still have to pit. Skyline still has to pit as well. Would expect Skyline to come out somewhere around about Zico or Ahmed. This is going to get very interesting very quickly. We're on lap 45 or 61 here. Still got, what, about 20 minutes left of this race. So we'll see if there's going to be any sort of opportunity that arises for these two drivers, realistically. Jensen and Aura are the ones that are going to have to make something work. Aura's got, what, 5, 6, probably about 12 seconds and some change on BX. Almost a pit stop, I think. I'm not entirely sure, actually, how long the pit stop is at Blue Moon. Continue on. Skyline now into the pits here. Aura's got a 4.8 second gap. We'll see where Skyline comes out now then. Javi is being closed down still rather rapidly here by Jensen. 1.2 seconds now the gap as they head onto the home straight. The X is still comfortably off the back of them, with Iggy and Ahmed right behind each other now, right beside each other. Ahmed 0.4 of a second on the back of Iggy. And these two are fighting for position, with the fact they both have to pit still. would expect Ahmed to pit somewhere around about the lap 50 mark on those soft tyres. Actually, you probably could get a little bit more out of those softs. There goes Ahmed to the inside! Ahmed to the inside at turn 2! Might have caught Iggy a little unaware there, and it's got through! And now Ahmed's job is to start to break a gap. It looks like Ahmed is going to do just that. Up 0.6 of a second already. Up a decent chunk. Oh, that just come down there as soon as we started to say anything. As they would go around corners, Ahmed starts to open it up. BX 2.0 seconds ahead of Ahmed right now, but BX isn't pitting again. Jensen 6 seconds up on BX. Actually lost a little bit of time here to Javi in the last few laps. Aura still hasn't got 5 on Javi either. This is going to get very interesting. I think Javi wins this race, honestly. I don't think Aura's got enough left in the tank to break that gap as far as he needs to break it. I'm very intrigued to see when they choose to pit, though. Aura can't be waiting too much longer. Look at that fuel gauge. It might be now. We might get our answer now. Or is he going one more? He's going one more. He's got not enough fuel to do more than one, so he is going to go for one more. And then pit at the end of 49 onto lap 50. He's currently 5.2 up on Javi. He's actually extended his gap just a little bit to Jensen here. BX has dropped to 7.5 off the back of Jensen. I'm not entirely sure how that's happened. Ahmed is closing in rather rapidly. Yeah, BX must have had a half-second penalty or something because he has just dropped a second to Ahmed, a second to Jensen as well. Ahmed currently has the fastest lap of the entire race, 1:67. Put it that way, if he did that in qualifying, I think he would have been third. His race would have looked very different had he done that in the actual qualifying session. He's just outside of slipstream behind. Also got Zico up in the 7th right now, so Zico got out ahead of Skyline. The Ahmed might be going after BX here. Oh, as soon as I said anything, Ahmed's in the wall. Ahmed's got damage to his front left. And the chance he had at BX has just dwindled massively. Because it's been lap anyway. It wasn't in lap anyway, but it's a massive shunt. And it puts damage on the car. Awful timing for Ahmed there to get hit. Right, let's see where Aura's coming out. Skyline's out ahead of him. Zico's there as well. Aura is out behind Skyline. There you go. And there is Miku, his teammate. There or thereabouts as well. I think I don't know whether or not Miku's got enough to go to the end there. He's going to try it, I think. Right now, Slim in 8th. Rabak is in 9th. A few of the guys behind the pit, though. Hollywood is going to the end. He's still 13 seconds off the back of Iggy, waiting for a Rabak pit stop, I guess. Iggy's right behind Keto. These two looking to try and get Ahmed out in front. Everyone on soft tyres here. If Ahmed could get himself up towards Alessandro or negate anything the Aero GT team is doing behind him. Jensen now into the pit. So now we have a very interesting scenario. 8.9 seconds is the gap out in front between Javi and BX. I don't see that getting closed by any way, shape or form. And I also don't see that getting closed either. That 9.5 second gap between BX and Zico's, I think, quite frankly, your 1, 2, 3, well, your 1, 2 anyway is settled without a mistake. Skyline's got out ahead of Aura, which is a fairly interesting scenario to be in. Skyline, actually, if he could do this, a 2, 3, 4 right now. 2, 3, 4 for Project Platypus, albeit Zico's probably going to get a penalty for the collision with Aura. And right now, Skyline has done a very good job as the third driver here for Project Platypus. They have well and truly recovered from last week. FGR currently 5th and 6th. I don't think that that's going to stay that way for too long. Jensen's currently in 7th. Jensen out ahead of Slim and Alessandro company. Alessandro is now is now being fought by Ahmed. Ahmed is going to the end. Bear in mind he's on softs and it's medium tyres on Alessandro. 1 mediums at that. So I think Alessandro is going to lose all 3 places here. He might be about to lose 1 right now. Here comes Ahmed, storming up the inside, looking for that inside line. He usually likes to take the high road. He doesn't have that open to him this time. And the inside, the low road, is good enough anyway. And Ahmed is up into P9, and that is a perfect buffer that he could have had to Keto, who might be looking to the inside of here, turn 2, turn 3. And Keto hasn't even bothered waiting. He's going to open the door for Iggy as well. Iggy's going to try and follow through the hole. It's not going to happen. And Keto didn't even bother waiting and got himself in front. I think there may have been a little bit of contact, maybe not enough space given on the exit between Keto and Alessandro there. That'll be something we discuss later on. A little bit of contact there between Iggy and Alessandro, as well as Alessandro is quite frankly fighting for his life right now with the 3 drivers here. Iggy's about to make a look to the inside here before they even hit them straight. He's going to look to the inside, gets it. Alessandro drops the 3 positions there. Iggy gains 1, Keto gains 1, Ahmed gains 1. A little bit of a point swing there for Aero GT there. I'll take that. Keto's still within slipstream of Ahmed, by the way. And they've got Slim to hunt down. Where and Slim is still on that medium tyre, that very warm medium tyre at this point, on the fuel to go to the end. There might be an opportunity for 1 more here for Ahmed and company. Jensen 6 seconds up the road, with Miku directly in front of him. Miku's got a pit. Miku's probably going to pit at the end of this lap. I can only assume onto a set of soft tyres. Zico 5 seconds ahead of Miku. It'll be very interesting to see if Jensen can get Zico. Aura's already got him. So Aura's just trying to chase through the pack right now. I think they might have already caught up to the back of BX. Here comes Miku at this stage. Yep, I can only assume that's a soft tyre going on his side. They haven't caught up to BX, they haven't got close. That's my bad. 9.4 seconds to BX. That's a gap not getting closed down. BX is 8 seconds off the back of Javi, and that's not a gap getting closed down either. Let's see if there's going to be any sort of move here for Aura to try and step on the podium. This has been a race dominated by the old heads in ALR. I don't actually mean by age, but by its longevity in the server, I guess. The Aura fastest lap, you're right, 106.685, just slightly quicker than Ahmed's fastest lap up to this point. So Aura's going to chalk up another point for that. Another couple of points for that. He would much rather have the podium though, I reckon, if you asked him. I reckon if you asked him, he'd probably want both, but if you gave him the option, I reckon he'd rather have the podium than the fastest lap. Right, now he is chasing down Skyline. There's about 6 or 7 laps to go left in this race. So we will see if there's going to be anything just going on toward the end. It is slipstream distance now for Aura. 7/10 of a second now split the two. Jensen 2.8 behind Zico. That will be a battle before the end of this race for certain. Slim being caught right now by Ahmed. That was very quick, given that was a 3-second gap. Ahmed to the inside, and Ahmed's gained a position. Ahmed up into 7th, and this is a fairly good day. If you take away the fact that the dyno's in Lobby B, it'd be a fairly decent day for Falcons, 7th and 6th right now. but I assume that Jensen's going to get Zico by the end of this. They'll be 5 and 7, which could be worse. I reckon as a group they would probably want to do a lot better than that. Oh, Slim, that's a wall. And Niggy's now going to be right there. He's going to get a shot. I don't know if it'll be here, but he is going to get a shot. It might open up for Keto by the end of this as well. I reckon if you offered Aero GT8 for 9th by the end of the day, they would have probably taken that. Chances at top 5 will be fairly substantial at that rate. He is going to try. It's not going to be into turn 3 though. I don't think he's going to get a chance here now before the end of the lap. Yeah, we're going to go a little bit further forward because Jensen is right on the back of Zico. Jensen is right on the back of Zico. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Take some points off of Project Platypus and put Falcon in a better stead. Bear in mind, Falcon are currently the reigning champions of this competition. Here comes Jensen to the inside, looking for a move, looking to take the place off of Zico. Does before we even hit turn 1. We'll have to follow the low line though, and is actually ahead of Zico before we even hit the low line, taking any sort of effect, and gets the position up in a 5th. Ain't going to catch the 5 seconds to Aura, who is fighting right behind Skyline right now, trying to get an extra position here for FGR, who haven't had a great day at the office. That's probably the best way of putting that. Bear in mind, race 1, Aura ended 3rd. Race 2, Aura might be looking for another step on the podium here. BX is 7.2 behind Javi. That isn't going to change, and 8.2 between Skyline and BX. So realistically, nothing going to happen between the two there. Those two, without a mistake, will be your 1 and 2 in this race. Aura now looks to try and gather some pace on Skyline. I doubt it'll be into turn 1 though, because he's 4/10 of a second back. He's not even remotely alongside. That means Skyline's going to have the ability to just hold on for a little while longer, and the clock is ticking down. Even with that incident with Zico not happening, I don't think Aura wins this race. Actually, I don't even think Aura gains an extra position. It would have been very close to see if he would have got BX, but Jesus Christ, the strategy is has definitely shot himself in the foot today for FGR, that's for certain. Oh, Jensen, 4.2 seconds here as well. He's not going to get involved in this fight by any means. Aura just chilling on the back of Skyline. Just doing enough right now. Skyline's got so much worse tyres. That front left is so much worse. I think this might be it. Quite frankly, this might be the shot that Aura gets. Skyline, there you go. There's the one move on, one move off. I think he might have tried and done this a little bit too early. It's an interesting little bit of double there, I think. Really look like one move. Skyline over. Skyline holding on again from Aura. Breaks the toe again. Moves back to the racing line. Has to defend. Aura just sticking in here. I reckon it's a question of if, when, not if here. And it might be it. There goes your switchback attempt. Aura gets a little bit, lead a little bit there on Skyline. Doesn't get the move done. He might go for it again here. Doesn't go for it into the end of Sector 2. He has got to get himself close enough. There is still a bottom step of the podium here for Aura if he wants it. Skyline has defended magnificently though. Up to this point, that's a little bit of a slide from Aura there. Then he moves off there, now picks his racing line again. Skyline doing a little bit of a 1-2 maybe here. Very questionable how he's defending this. But he's doing a very good job at it regardless. He's forcing Aura out wide. He's forcing him again to try and take the high road. Oh, there's no defending this time. Aura got him. Nice little switch back on the outside, and there is no stopping that. Sold him for a dummy a little bit there. Skyline thought he had to defend the inside line and then got caught very much sleeping on the outside, and Aura's going to take advantage of that. That is a very good move there from the FGR driver. Jensen might still actually get involved in this. It was 4 seconds gap the last time we saw this. It's 1.5 now. Continue to look on. Further down the grid. Yep, Slim dropped to 10th. Keto and Iggy got by. They're not really going to do anything on Ahmed. Ahmed too far away from Zico to do anything as well. Miku in 12th, Rabak in 13th right now. And that's going to be the Achilles heel of FGR. And it is very, very reminiscent of Season 2 all over again. For those who haven't been around since Season 2, it was very much Aura coming in and then doing whatever he could to get on the podium and having no help. And he is in a very similar position tonight. Rabak admittedly has had to fight his way from the back and try and recover his race. We're on the final lap now. We're on the final lap to the line. Goes Javi. Round the final corner. No one in sight. No one challenging him at all from the final stint. And Javi is going to win in Blue Moon for Arix. It's a great day at the office here for Arix Javi as he wins the race. PX, after suffering Lobby B last week, gets second. So very much a shift in the dimension there. Aura gets himself again onto the bottom step of the podium. Skyline with a magnificent day to hold himself in fourth, just about to Jensen, who'll probably think he could have done better. Zico gets sixth. Armand will get 7th to 5-7 for Falcon. Keto will get 8th in the end. Iggy must have had a bit of an issue. The Keto will get 8th. Iggy will get 9th. Slim will roll over in 10th, having run out of fuel. Then it's Alessandro in 11th. Miku is out of fuel. Miku is out of fuel. Or is he not? No, he just had a bit of a mare there. Or is he just waiting for Rabak? I'm confused. He looked like he's actually waiting for Rabak as they go 12 and 13. And then Hollywood over the line in 40. And there you go. Yeah, well, the effing FGR standing for Ferrari's strategy today is definitely a very much appropriate review of what happened. With that being said, very, very interesting day at the office here. For, well, I think it's a very good day at the office for Project Platypus. They probably had the best day out of everyone, to be honest with you, 246. It was a pretty good bounce back, given their absolute atrocity, which was Monza last week. But yeah, with that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed. I apologize if the headset has started crackling a little bit and the commentary is potentially not as high quality as you would have expected prior. I'll remember not to leave my actual headset in the place 2.5 hours away next time. But with all being said, I hope you guys join us again, same time, same place, next Sunday. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.